And so for now, our story continues. Welcome to Makalo. In this backwater town, nothing ever happens, and life continues on. But lately, the local tribe of frog folk have been crossing the borders and edging up to the town. Even worse, some folks report attacks. Highly unusual and suspicious, this behavior has everyone on edge and wondering what to do. Tensions are high in the local drink. The town of Makalo rests quietly for this night. After long days of fishing and trapping, this humble village hosts small candlelights in each home. The Salt Lick, a local tavern, welcomes travelers and locals to dine, drink, and share gossip. A low fog settles into the wet streets. To the perceptive eye, the temperature drops, and the local wildlife, frogs, and crickets sing out through the evening. Inside, the smell of fish and ale permeates this location, and all of you are sharing a table, sharing a story, and engaging throughout the evening in the simple pleasures of life.
Hey, so that's when I said, that's not a llama, that's...
And
Why does he always end a story like that?
Why not? It's funny. It gets laughs.
And Gad, what are you paying attention to?
Gad is not laughing at the joke. He has heard it one too many times. He is tired from his day, staring into his drink, enjoying the light conversation, thinking about his friends and about the attack that's been happening. But he's just enjoying everyone's company.
And Muskrat, what are you paying attention to here in the tavern?
Well, I'm looking for any newcomer to town to see if be someone with heavy pockets that I might relieve them of this, weight in their pants and their shirts. Is there anybody new in the tavern that maybe I don't recognize?
The fellow sitting across from you, Keith, your character's name, please?
Kazuka.
Kazuka is sitting across from you.
I'm a stranger here. Yeah.
He is a stranger, yes. You notice him. How do you engage?
So how did you...
Actually, that's a good question because we're all sitting at the same table and yet they don't know who I am.
It could just be like you found a table that's someone.
Or you conceit of it.
And I just took it to read poetry to all of you. For that is what I do.
I don't like this poetry. What is this poetry stuff?
I think it's pretty good. Some very...
God,
I like you telling the story of Rico Redbeard.
Do you tell poems about fish? Because my friend Gad, he loves fish.
I only tell limericks, and they're not fit for public.
Oh.
My poetry is about gold.
Fish heroes? I like fish heroes. Like Gad. Gad's my friend.
You got the story? Do you got the poem about the old Rico Redbeard?
Oh, he makes good ale.
Indeed.
My poetry is about heroes of renown, of those who fight and those who are victorious.
And
do you have one about them?
Do you fight?
I fight when I can, and I believe in the hero story.
Ooh, I like hero stories.
But I don't have one right now. I am tired. My travels have worn me.
Why don't we get you one in the morning?
Where are you staying?
Is this an inn as well as a tavern?
Indeed.
Then I hope to be staying here.
Oh.
It's been a long travel day.
Have you spoken to McNally? McNally, he's like the guy. He knows everything around here.
He probably does. But God, is it Godfish? Is it God?
Gad.
T-A-D? God?
Maybe you'll write a story about me one day.
Ooh,
I would
yes.
like that.
Mhm.
Hey,
Shayna,
Yes.
Melba May. How does Melba May appear, and what do they pay attention to?
I'm looking around the tavern for anyone that looks distressed or forlorn. So I can preach at them.
At this point,
you went
do any
to a
of you?
bar.
Yeah, do any of you appear forlorn enough for Shayna?
You went to a bar. Well, Tellermuck is probably about like 4 drinks in. But he's got the Dunish hardiness when it comes to drink. So he might look it, he might not, given the amount of drinks in front of him.
You just said your wife was a llama, so I think your wife was probably the sadder one.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't talk about her like that. She tries really hard.
Hey, she ain't around anymore. What's she gonna say?
Where'd she go?
Where's she at?
I just saw her last week.
What do you mean? She's 6 feet under.
Oh, I thought she ran
You
up
see
with a
it?
In
demon.
the mines?
You're seeing shadows again.
Oh my goodness. She's not in the ground. I just saw her last week.
Uh-huh. I don't...
Wait a second. There's a story here. Why is she in the ground?
She died about a year back.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, she did. You were at her funeral.
I was. No. Well, maybe I was.
Are there too many funerals and you can't keep track?
I was not thinking that at all.
No, there's too many llamas and we can't keep track.
Indeed. And he goes to toast to that joke.
I do
that-
like llamas.
And at that moment, you hear someone murmur in the crowd. Frog folk! No, they kidnapped a fisher just last week. Poor fellow got pulled in. They drug him away with a sack over his head. Very strange these days. How do you respond? Tell her.
Hey, I'm trying to come up with some hero traps we could work on, but they come from the sea, and the usual traps typically involve black powder, and that water don't work well with that.
Muskrat.
Can I have some of that black powder? You keep telling me I can have some, but you never give it to me.
Hey, later.
Gad.
Gad's eyes go downcast. His face takes on a forlorn countenance, and he is reflashing and reliving that moment because he was there with the fisherman as he was pulled away, and he was helpless to do anything.
Kazuka.
I want to know God's story a bit more, but there's a story to be told here of these frog folk, these fish folk. What in the world? We must step up. It is our job here
Hey,
to save
can
this
you
town.
swim?
No, tell her. If these people are being abducted, we must do something.
Let's be heroes. I like heroes.
What are we gonna do? Swim to the bottom of the lake?
If we must.
How? You can't breathe that long. Well,
Who
We
said-
must try.
oh, that gives me an idea.
Who says I can't breathe that long? I can breathe as long as I want to.
He pulls out like a little. He has like a sketchbook that he works on, like the diagrams for traps and inventions. And at the idea of diving to the bottom of the lake, he just starts going through designs.
Tell her
I want to
I've-
go peek over his shoulder. Go peek over his shoulder.
Tell her I've seen you fishing, and that is not fishing. That is merely exploding the water.
Well, I mean, you shoot the fish dies. I mean, it's that simple.
There's no struggle. There's no real effort. It's
Well-
just
You get more fish. I mean, why would you struggle when you can just get all the fish?
well, we need
got
to
my-
take these frogs folks out.
Indeed.
I've got my notebook out and I'm copying everything that he is writing in his notebook. Everything.
Yeah.
And Melba May, you have a chance to round out this horrid conversation.
Truly, Lord.
I feel for the souls of those fishermen taken to the bottom of the sea. How can they rest easy, taken in such a way? We should do something. Put them to rest.
As the tavern closes out that night, you're standing on the front porch, the lights flickering down. And in the corner, near the well, you see Mayor McNally and his wife walking in the corner. And suddenly, two frog folk step out of the shadows, slap Mayor McNally over the head, put a sack on him, and drag him away. The woman screams out, "My husband! No!" At
We hear
that
this?
point, we're going to go in order. Teller Muck, how do you respond?
Well, Teller Muck grabs Old Blue from next to him. He's gonna run out the door to in pursuit.
As you run out the door, you chase after and you are able to move towards the two frog folk. Teller Muck runs into the fray. Muskrat, how do you respond? And feel free to ask 2 clarifying questions about this situation.
I should have done that first.
There were two frog folk, right?
Indeed.
Okay. And they had a sack. What kind of sack was it?
Like a burlap sack that they have shoved over the mayor's head.
Was there anything written on it?
No, there's not.
Okay. So I'm going to run over to the wife because I know her.
Yes.
And I'm going to pull her back to keep her from running after them.
Ooh, excellent. You stand in between, and she is going to fight you, for she is all about saving her husband. So I would need you to make a strength check.
Okay. Which one is that?
You are going for an 11 or higher.
11 or higher. I got a 12.
Indeed, you hold her back despite tears, and she's screaming, slamming her fists up against your chest. No, don't let them take him.
It's okay, I promise. We've got heroes here. We were just talking about them.
Yeah, how do you respond?
So, snapped from the reverence of thinking about the friend that he couldn't help, here is an opportunity to help. He kind of growls to himself. He's like, "Ugh, the frog folk are getting brave." And he picks up his fishing spear and would also run out the door and try and pin one to the ground.
Indeed, make an attack roll. That's going to be a strength check to pin him to the ground. 11 or higher.
Strength is an 18.
Oh, you pin him to the ground. Roll your weapon dice. That's a d6 plus its effort.
Which is the number inside the thing next to weapon and tools?
Indeed.
It's a 9.
It's a 9. 1 point left. This frog folk completely impaled and pinned to the ground. And as you stab through his chest, he lays on the ground. He rolls over, and you see that his eyes are glowing horridly red. There's still some life left in him. The eyes flicker and flash, and then they ramp up again red. Kazuka, you are still at the front door of the tavern, about 30 feet away from all of this ruckus. How are you responding? And feel free to ask any questions to clarify the situation.
So one of these frog folk took the mayor?
There are 2 accosting the mayor. One of them is currently pinned to the ground by Gad.
Yeah, I got that. And the other one?
Is still holding on to the mayor.
Well, I'm after him because I've got a spirit of terror. I'm assuming that's a very powerful spear.
Spear of terror? Absolutely. You're
Yeah.
running toward. Go ahead and make a
In
strength
pursuit.
check, 11 or higher.
Of a 20?
Indeed. Roll the 20.
5.
5. Oh. And what happens is, as you're moving through this mucky town, the fog has gotten deep and you missed a pothole. Your knee goes knee deep into a pothole. You fall to the ground. You fail to meet your quarry.
Can I say, in my pursuit, I jumped like over his head as a stepping stool?
Indeed.
No, you didn't, because I'm coming after you.
Hero moment.
Get back here, you little
No! Are you talking to me? Because you had 4 drinks. No way.
Yeah.
You don't even know where you're going.
I'm a dune. We can take as much as we want.
Melba May, you are still on the front porch. All this happening before you. You see that the frog folk is dragging the mayor. He seems to be knocked out for the moment, and they are pulling him towards the well.
No. Oh, I can't let him get away. Do I have any spells I can use? All I see is like healing
So
spells.
let's do it good old-fashioned way. Just kind of tell me what kind of spell you want to cast, and we'll skin it to the best possible ability. And as always, the spells are roll to cast. Do not roll a natural 1 on a spell.
Oh god. Anything that might slow down the frog person, because I'm not sure if I could actually take it in a fight.
Let's say that you want to cast something where the ground itself tries to hold on to the feet of this frog.
Yes.
Yes. Roll to cast. D20.
15.
Oh, that's more than 11 or higher. And this frog starts to jump towards the well, and then the ground, commanded by your presence, it hears him, and he struggles, and he can see the frog has released his grip on the mayor and is starting to claw at this mucky slime that is grasping at him. At that point, though, as everyone is gone, it is the frog folk's turn. Gad, the frog folk, red eyes and very uncharacteristically violent, is going to lash out at you against your defense bonus. It's going to get a 12 against your defense.
I got a 14.
Oh, it's struggling, and it goes to reach for its spear, but your boot slams down on its wrist, and he is not able to strike you. The other frog folk is going to attempt to release himself from Melba May's grip. So, Melba May, I'm going to say, what is your intelligence modifier?
Nothing.
Oh, excuse me, your wisdom. You're a priest.
Oh, 3.
3. I'm going to say he has to get a 13 or higher then. And he got a 2. So he spends this entire turn pulling and clawing away at the muck. The mayor is lying on the ground near the well. But at that point, 2 frog folk emerge from the well, and they start shooting blow darts at each of you. Well, 2 random. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which ones will they shoot? I will roll a d6. The first one is Kazuka. The second one is Muskrat.
I have a shield, and I'm on the ground.
Very good. An 8.
He is on the ground.
An 8 to hit Kazuka. This, indeed, your shield goes up instantly at the last minute, and you catch one of the darts of this frog. And then, of course, a 10 hitting Muskrat. It does not. It flings right past your ear. But these 2 frog folk are attacking. But now, it is Teller Muck's turn. And
I'm gonna pick up Old Blue,
go ahead.
and I'm gonna. So I have this. Let me think of how to describe it. Old Blue is this very, to what us here in this game would understand as a very old-looking, not matchlock musket, but where it has like a rope that burns, and whenever you fire it, presses down on the flash pan. And so he has, as he's chasing after, he's poured some black powder down the barrel, placed a musket ball, he's tamped it down, and he is going to go ahead and fire at. He was going to fire at the one with the mayor. I think he's going to go ahead and do that again.
Go
He's
ahead.
going to keep with that target. What do I roll?
D20 plus your dexterity.
That is, that's going to be an 8.
An 8. Boom! The shot goes out and smashes into the well, sends one of the buckets splattering into thousands of wooden bits.
But this is also extremely loud. He didn't have time to grab his earmuffs, so everyone around him is ringing ears, hard of hearing for the moment.
Muskrat.
Okay, so I have pulled out my dagger and I'm going to throw my dagger at the one at the well. How far away is that? Which one's
It's
closer? Maybe
close
not
enough.
the well.
Yeah. There's one
Close
at the
enough.
well and one that is on the ground next to Gad, and then there's two coming out of the well.
Ooh.
They're
I
all
didn't
within
see-
range. Yeah.
Okay. So I want to throw my dagger at one of the ones that are coming out of the well because I've just seen them come out. What would I do for that? How would
It's
I
a
do about
dexterity check, 11 or higher.
that? Okay.
Everything will be 11 or higher here.
I have an 11 plus 2.
Oh, indeed. The dagger goes whoop, right into the frog folk. Now you're going to roll a d6 plus any bonus on the d6. You're going for a 10 or higher on that.
A d6. I have a 6 that I rolled.
Nice. Straight 6. That's a max damage. The dagger sticks into the frog folk, knocking him over. He's still at the well, still got a blow dart. Gad.
Okay.
Does the one that he has stuck to the ground kind of seem incapacitated in any way?
Oh no, he is writhing for his life still.
For his life, okay. Then what Gad would like to do is pull the spear out of him and hopefully cause a little damage on the way out, and then throw it at the other one that wasn't hit by the dart.
I'll raise the difficulty a little bit. It sounds
Okay.
hard, so add 3. So you're going to do a 15 or higher. I can do math, 14 or higher.
And I got a natural 20.
Oh, indeed. And I would say on the way out, you rip the spear, kind of slicing this poor frog folk open. His flashing red eyes go dark. And then you throw the spear at the other frog. This was the one in the well, correct?
One next to the one that Muskrat just hit.
Ah, very good. Roll a ultimate dice, which is a d12.
D12. It's that one. And I got a 1 plus 4, so 5.
All right, the spear, he deflects the spear a little bit. It scrapes him, and the spear goes clattering down the well.
Oh, I like that spear.
Kazuka, there are 3 remaining frog folk left.
And one still isn't clutching the mayor, like
Actually,
near.
no one has the mayor right now. He's on the ground. One of them is clutching the ground, the magical earth that is restraining it, and there are 2 frog folk that are emerging from the well.
Well, I have this unique ability of hurling insults, so I'm assuming that I can enrage one of them
Okay.
so that they could get to me, because apparently I can't run for nothing.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
So they need to come to me so I could kind of stab them with my spear rather than try to throw it. You know what I'm saying?
Wonderful. So go ahead and make a charisma check.
With the 20.
Indeed. 11 or higher.
Hey, 12. See,
That's
12.
enough. Can do I dare ask, what horrid thing do you say that enrages this frog folk? And puns are allowed.
Ad-libbing is not my skill, but if I knew a poem, a four-line poem about frogs, whatever that is.
Exactly. Yeah, your character definitely knows it. And with flair, you insult this creature. Let me ask you: Would you call the frog that is more injured or less injured towards you?
Ooh, that's a good one. Well, I'm assuming because it's verbal and I've stood up hopefully from this pothole that they're all enraged. So maybe it's a die roll and random
Yeah. Let's roll a d6.
a d6.
Yeah, and
So it's a random frog that's going to charge me, and it's a 5.
It's a 5. We're going to say the more injured one comes towards you. So the one that Muskrat hit with the dagger, he's still got the dagger in his shoulder, and he just gets so angry at whatever insult you did to his tadpole pollywog. the pond, and he runs towards you. You know what? And he actually calls out, and he croaks in a common tongue. And he says, "You're just like the sorceress." And he runs towards you, ready to strangle. And actually, you know what? That kind of attack, he jumps on top of you in the puddle. And I'm going to roll to see if he is going to wrestle you against your defense bonus. He's going to get a 14. What is your defense on your character
I don't
sheet?
know. I have no clue. Where do I find it?
Help him out, guys. Should be mid.
Oh, a 13.
13.
Oh,
Oh,
shield.
this frog is so angry. So he and you are both in this pothole puddle, and you're like tumbling back and forth on top of each other.
Dang.
You got him, though. All right. Melba May.
Oh, wait, what about my spear thing? I'm still holding the spear. Because did he like jump on me or jump on my spear?
And what you were successful at doing is compelling him away from the scene of the crime. So you did a great job in distracting. So yeah, coming around the bend, you are now going to duel him.
Cool.
Melba May.
And I reach the mayor.
I think you can. You can run over towards him, and you are able to move into his touching. Like you're able to get in close contact.
Okay, I'm gonna run towards the mayor. Hopefully not get hit in the way.
Yes. What do you intend to do?
Try to drag him away if I can.
All right. Would you be a strong person? We didn't really establish that. I hope you are now, right?
I don't have any strength modifiers, so
No strength modifiers? Okay, you're going to make an 11 or higher strength check then.
okay. Let's see. 11.
Okay, just barely. You know the body dynamics just well enough to move this dead weight, and you do discover that, yes, he is dead weight. And as you're the last one to enter the fray, the frog folk get enraged, almost fearful. Their eyes are just now glowing red. You've touched their prize. They're all going to engage against you. So, with the exception of the one that Kazuka is dueling, the one that is minimally injured with the spear is going to jump on top of you, Melba May, and try to kick you out of the way. And it rolled a 14.
Yeah, my defense is 12. So.
Okay, it kicks you out of the way, and it is fighting for the quarry. It's now got the mayor and is starting to drag the mayor back towards the well. You can tell by next turn, the frog folk will have the mayor down the well. Speaking of... Okay, sorry. I lost track of how many frogs I have. We got one with Dr. Kazuka. Dr. Kazuka, oh my gosh. We only have 3 left. Yeah, the other third one is the one that's not injured, that is kind of restrained at this moment. Melba May, since you've kind of concentrated towards something else, that frog folk is going to assist in picking up dang it, Doctor. I gotta change your name. I'm sorry, man. That's like, I don't know why it's throwing me off. Kazuka. I named the mayor after you. That's just terrible.
I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. It was great.
Frog folk is going to rip the muck from its feet. It's going to attempt to pull the mayor down the well in one single motion. I'm gonna let the dice roll on that. It needs to get an 11 or higher. It's got a +2 bonus. I rolled a 2. Melba May, you do something.
Assuming that's something up.
Yeah, Melba May, I'm going to give it to you. You do something to prevent this mucky frog folk from grabbing the mayor and completely pulling him down the well. What is it?
What do I do?
Yeah, you do something to interfere. I'm giving you like a free action kind of thing.
Oh, can I just put up some more mud to cover him or something? The earth?
Yeah, and actually you fling the mud and it responds to your command, landing in the frog's eyes. The frog like covers his eyes and drops the mayor. The mayor bonks his head on the well, and the woman runs over to him. Tell her there's one frog folk. There's 3 frog folk left. What would you do in this
How many of them
situation?
are armed?
They all have like spears and rocks and slings.
The one that has mud that just got in his eyes, is he,
Yep.
would you say, restrained and an
Yeah.
easier target by
Oh,
the
yeah.
mud?
Oh yeah. Go ahead and roll a 9,
Actually,
8 or higher.
hold on. Actually, I do have a question. They managed to drag the mayor somewhat away from the well, correct?
No, the mayor is in close proximity to the well.
Yeah,
Just bonked his head.
Yep.
that's true. All right, so then I'm going to. I've spent the last couple seconds tamping down my rifle, and I point again and say, "Caballeros!" And I try to shoot at the one that is restrained by the mud.
8 or higher. Yeah, 8 or higher now.
That is 11 plus 3, so I think that hits.
It does. Roll your gun damage.
It's a D8, right?
Indeed. You're going for 10 or higher.
It is an 8 damage with the modifier.
Boom. That's enough to injure the frog. The frog recoils in pain and jumps.
Could I have? Is there any torch or lantern or anything at the well?
Yes.
Could I have shot it through the fire? To try to do a little extra damage.
Before the roll, yes, I would have allowed that. Nice though, but that's good. We'll say it like splashes forth. The frog actually runs down the well. He is bleeding, leaving a trail. Muskrat, your turn.
Okay, so the lady got away from me.
Indeed, she's over her.
She
Mhm.
did. So I'm going to go run over to her and the mayor. I'm going to try to drag the mayor away from the well and away from them with the lady.
With her help, there's no contest. You are able to drag the mayor to safety.
Okay. Can I hide at that point?
Sure, like disappear from sight. Or
Yes, I would like to
yeah.
vanish.
Yep, I think you are. It's dark enough. There's enough fog. No roll required.
Okay.
Suddenly, Muskrat disappears from sight. Around the corner, through the fog. Gad.
So there's 2 left. You said one jumped down the well.
There's one on top of Kazuka, fighting him and wrestling him, and there's one that was fighting Melba May. Mhm.
So wanting Kazuka to write a story about him, he's gonna pull his sword off of his back and charge at the one that is wrestling Kazuka.
Very good. Roll an 8 or higher since he's on the ground.
I got a 9 plus 4, so 13.
And what are you attacking with?
My family sword.
Ooh, well done. Roll weapon attack.
9.
That is more than enough to impale the frog with your family's sword. Kazuka, you see this frog folk shish kebabbed, and you notice his red, devilish eyes go dark, and he croaks out
And
his
Gad
mouth.
says, so that's Gad.
Gross.
G-A-D. Gad.
Kazuka, this frog just got impaled. The mayor is being drugged to safety. You're standing. You're in the mud in the pothole. There's one frog folk left, and he is looking left and right, seeing that he is outnumbered. Seems like he's trying to make an escape and waving the white flag. How do you respond?
Well, can I fist bump Gad?
Yes.
Fist bump accepted.
All right, because that was quite needed. Other than that, I was just gonna hurl another insult to enrage this thing. And that's really what I do, because I think this is pretty cool. I don't think we can let these frog things get away. So I want to do another insult. So much so, as I was going to do the one on the wrestling with me, that he gets so enraged that he can't think straight. You know what I'm saying? That he's so angry that plus Tellermuck's constant explosions, just their brains are just scrambled. He's scrambled. That's what I want to
Sensory
do.
overload. I like that. Sensory overload.
And what do you hope to have happened?
That he doesn't understand what's going on anymore, and he's getting so enraged, doesn't know what's going on. He sees us, and he's kind of like stuck. You know, when you get so enraged, you don't know what to do,
Yes.
and you just kind of want to pound something, but you're just like, ah. This way, we get free action on him.
Yeah.
We should anyway.
Very good.
Tell him how it works.
Yeah, you're directing me.
No, I don't mean to. I don't want to meta game.
No, you're
But
doing
all
great. Yeah.
All I'm saying is that he would be. Well, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I need to roll a dice on it.
Yeah, always. Yeah, for sure. I just wanted to clarify your intentions. Yeah.
Okay.
So you are going to try and arrange him to the point where he is stunned in place. You're going to roll a spellcasting attack, charisma, a charisma check, and it's
Is
going
it-
to be
20?
yes, indeed,
Okay.
11 or higher.
Do I get any modifiers on it?
Your charisma modifier, if you got that.
Ooh, let's see what that is. It's a 0.
You're an average guy. All right. very good.
Thanks. All right, let's give this. What do I need? 11?
11.
I got a 1.
A 1?
Oh, ouch. That's gotta hurt.
Well, it doesn't hurt me. I'm just hurling insults.
Well, there's always a
Makes him so mad that he can't do anything.
It made you feel bad.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well,
He can barely hear the insult in the first place because his ears are just
That's probably right.
yeah.
The
Probably more of a
explosion-
visual insult than a audible one.
I can't even.
I am gonna say I think with a 1, as with any spell casting, the weave of time and space is very disrupted. And what ends up happening is you go to hurl out this insult to enrage this frog, and its eyes diminish for a second, and everyone sees Kazuka's eyes go red. Kazuka, you begin to croak like a frog.
No.
Kazuka, during that time, you have a vision as you are seeing through the frog folk's eyes, and you see a pathway down the well, a cavern, a river, an underground lake, a woman standing in the center of the lake, surrounded by zombie-like victims swimming in the water.
Well, my vision is by osmosis communicated to my team.
And indeed, in good time, this frog folk escapes down the well.
Hey, get back here, you little toad!
Oh, would you be quiet? You've already had 4 drinks.
Oh yeah, I can think of more.
I'm
No.
gonna pop up behind Kazuka and pat him on the back, and like he's been choking because of his eyeballs. I'm like, wake up, dude, wake up!
My spear, my spear's down there. We're gonna go down there.
Well, we got to heal the mayor. I got a healing thing.
Yeah, but we can't let his spear stay down there.
Oh, he's got.
It's his
He's-
family heirloom. Use that for fishing. He needs that to do his job.
Melba
Spear
May.
fishing.
Melba May.
Yes.
How do you close out this scene?
I go over to Kazuka. What did you see? As I notice his eyes.
So let me explain something. When I do this, I like where it's going, and I just want you guys to interact as if I'm not here. Sorry.
Everything that the game master just said, because I sure there is we got to go down. There's something in the well. There's like this lake, and there's a woman in the lake. That sounds so cliche, and she's surrounded by zombies.
Zombies.
And he sees a pathway from the well to the lake. That's written in the chat. And she is holding a sword. She's holding a sword.
Oh my
I don't remember
goodness.
the sword part.
No.
What did
Zombies.
this woman look like?
What do zombies look like?
No, the woman.
Oh,
A frog woman?
stop!
Lady in the lake. I get it.
No, I don't remember her looking like a frog. I think she was more humanoid. Human?
Were there lots of zombies? I've never seen a zombie. Can we go look at the zombies? Because I want to
Oh,
go see the
zombies are not
zombies.
good. Zombies are
No,
not
but
good.
Wait, but
maybe.
like, are they zombie frogs or just zombies?
Wait,
But I've never seen a zombie.
these frog people, they're usually quite docile. Something must be enraging them. Do you
Somebody should
believe?
get the mayor's wife. He needs medicine.
No.
Yeah, well, the mayor needs to be healed. He bonked his head on the well, and I've got a healing kit. I'm sure we get a priest here that could do
Oh yeah,
something.
we can. That's what I call
Trust me,
now.
I'll keep him alive. Well,
What I can
Well,
call.
it's kind of late, and I'm just like kind of tired.
Then go
But
get some
if
sleep.
you have to go, I mean,
My-
I'll go with you because I'm always up for an adventure.
My spear. My spear.
We
you're
get your
fine
spirit.
later. Stop carrying heirloom weapons that you can't lose.
It's
I
like
got the
from
shield of the
antiquity.
fathers. I don't know if that's my father or somebody else's father. Shield of the father.
Oh,
Yeah, can you
see?
skate on that?
Listen,
Skate.
I want Kazuka
I-
to write a story about me. It sounds like this lady is a good story. Sounds like we need to go down the well, and Kazuka, you need to lead the way because it sounds like they told you where she is.
You had red
Get the
eyeballs. You
Yeah.
had red eyeballs.
I'm not liking the fact that I had red eyeballs.
You got very,
that
very
means
mad.
you get to go first.
You
It's
croaked
Couldn't
just
even
too.
talk.
part of it.
Yeah, you did
You
croak.
croaked. So because of that, I hope you add that to your story
We need
because
to
that
watch
was
him,
interesting.
by the way, if he goes random frog in the middle of the night. So
I'll trip him up.
someone needs to watch, take guard outside his room.
Well, we should go. We
Wait,
should
hold
go. We need to go now.
Now,
I
No, we gotta rest. Yeah, we gotta make sure the mayor's okay.
My
I mean,
spear.
he might. Oh yeah, and the spear, the almighty spear must be.
They'll
must
keep
be-
They're not gonna sell it.
Can you sleep on your shield? I'm just asking for a friend.
I've not tried it, but I'm sure it's possible.
It looks kind of comfy.
Well, we need to go now because we need to go.
That's just
Okay.
what a possessed
In
frog
the
person would
morning.
say.
No
Then-
possessed frog. I'm not a frog. We need to go.
in
Can
the
you not
morning.
just Can you not just pray for
it's
him?
the
No?
middle of the night. Like I don't even. Do we even have everything we need to go down? I've never been in this well. Have y'all been in
Yeah,
this
let's
well?
prepare and we'll come back in the morning. How about
Okay.
that?
There's a ladder going down the well. We can go down the well.
Where?
I'm gonna go over to
Then-
the well, and I'm gonna look down into the well and see if I see anything. Do I see anything?
Down the well, you see that there is a rope leading
ladder.
to a bucket, drawing the water, but there is no ladder. It would be quite the climb, but it could be done with enough time.
Does anybody have any rope?
Melba May, I would also like you to roll, based off something you said, a
I have
wisdom
rope.
check. A wisdom check. 11 or higher.
Plus my modifier,
Indeed.
16.
16. You said something about his eyes going red, and maybe we should watch him during the night. Melba May, you know that some sort of possession did take place. You have seen this before, and your intuition is kicking in. Mechanically, you know that if Kazuko rolls a 5 or lower for the rest of the time, the possession will rehappen.
A 5 of what?
A d20.
Okay.
If you roll a 5 or lower on a d20. Melba May, I'll let you decide how you communicate that information, if or when.
Oh. In a fight, well, you have to be careful. Everyone has to watch him. Anytime we get anywhere near any kind of fight, it can happen again.
You mean he could become like a frog person again?
Probably.
Can I have a
think he
split
was-
personality?
Do you
Oh
have
my
like,
gosh.
increased?
Can I go back and forth?
Fingers?
That might be a good thing.
I think, no, listen to me now. I think that we should go first thing in the morning because you've just experienced some trauma. And we need to go through this trauma before we head down this well. And I don't have enough rope, and there is no ladder. And you keep talking about a
Yeah,
ladder, and
rope
there's
back
no
and forth.
ladder.
It's all ladder.
But Teller is only a good shot when he's had a few beers. and we're not drinking first thing in the morning. I have this coffee. We can make some coffee right now. And
Yeah, that works. But
Yes.
I got my rope back at my shop if we want to go pick that up.
Okay, let's go get the rope, and we'll use the rope to go down. But Kazuka, you don't get to be up front because we don't need no frog person in our group. Like
I am not a frog person.
you look
Yeah,
like a
I'm
frog
not,
person.
How do you ribbit?
There he goes again. Listen, guys, did you hear him? He was doing it again.
I am not a frog person.
At
Roll
that
for
moment, the woman who has nurtured her husband back to consciousness stands up and says to Kazuka, "I'm sorry, you said you saw a woman."
I did. A ghostly woman. In the middle of the lake. On top of the lake.
I know my husband is up for re-election, and I don't want to cause any problems. You must forgive him. But he says he's been seeing a ghostly woman. And I do not wish to bring him shame. But I fear that this crime, this trespass, will continue and continue. We must have to move to be away from this place.
How long has he been seeing this woman?
It began as like access to magic, access to power. We needed the resource, but she entranced him. It's like an addiction. He's not the same person he used to be. He really is a good man. He can lead Makalo. It's the only life we know. I was hoping it was just a dream. But with the frog folk attacking more, tensions are high. I'm not sure that he'll be re-elected if this got out. Please don't say anything. But please, and she looks down at him who is sorely sleeping, a troubled man. Please help him.
Hey, it looks like we got a banshee to banish.
Wait, well, I got a question. Because I'm a poet and a bard and a lore master. Although that's not on my sheet. Do I know any, because that's part of being a bard. Do I have any history of this town of Lamb, even though I'm a foreigner here? Do I have any history? Do I need to roll a check on it?
Of this land?
Of this area. Specifically speaking, if there is a presence here of magic, would it not be in their history? Something has, magical is in their history, because basically we're not knowing that up front in terms of what these people do, but he apparently found some type of magic and she just disclosed it. So would I know that about this town?
You are very familiar with the hags and witches who live apart from society, that lure people in with the promise of fixing one problem, only to create two more. It seems as if this man has got himself into a tight bind. It's a very common sort of occultic magic. It's nothing secret, just all too familiar of a tale.
Are you telling that to me to everybody here?
That's to you. Yes, that's your information.
Okay, so I disclose that to my team. There's something more. There's something deeper here that we're going to need to look into. I'm telling my team. But apparently my team doesn't want to go down now.
I just think that I don't want to fall down the well. Could we just
All
go
right,
get some
how about
rope?
this?
You don't
Give us
wanna
an
fall.
hour. Give us an hour. I'll go get my rope from my shop. We go get the things we need, and then we go down.
Now or in the morning?
Not in an hour. How about
In
that?
an hour?
How about me and how do you pronounce it? Mablami?
Albamy.
Melba me. How about we get the mayor settled? We'll go get him back in his house, and then you guys do what you need to, and maybe we could pray over him or do some like
Formulate a plan.
thingy, like make sure that she's all super Miss Nellie. She's like super nice, and like I want her to feel good about us like getting him settled at least because she seems really upset, like super upset. Do you think we could do that?
I'm all interested in the well. So
Yes,
anything
you
that,
could you could
Oh,
watch the well for us.
Hey, that's actually
is that
if
really a
you
good idea?
if you leave me alone, if you leave me alone by the well, guess where I'm going?
Gad,
Heard
stay
it,
with
heard
him.
it.
Make sure he doesn't go
See,
down the well.
Gad's off in the corner going, "There once was a hag from Muck Hollow, whose rage was a hard pill to swallow. Now adventure was had, and along came Sir Gad, and something wallow?"
He's writing his own
That's
story.
the
You're
part
falling
Hey,
down
you
on
got
your
that's pretty
job.
good.
Are you sure you're not a bard?
Golden, yeah.
He got that from Chat GBT.
Oh, he's a fraud.
At that point, Tellermuck, how do you proceed?
I run my workshop is probably pretty near the well. Considering this is like the center of town. So I quickly run a few buildings down, go into my shop. I gather my rope, my cargo. I gather all the stuff in my equipment section of the character sheet, as well as some little waterproof pouches I have for black powder. So we're going to be in a well, in a river, and a lake. It's a lot of water. So I'm gathering a bunch of my little waterproof pouches, filling them a little bit, and then take a big barrel that I have waterproofed for when I have to go near the water, and I just strap it to my back, and off we go.
Fantastic.
I got the rope and I got the black powder.
I got an umbrella.
Good enough. That's
Water, right?
you're a very special person.
Yes, it's got pointy at the end. Well, the Miss Nellie let me borrow it. Well, I didn't ask her, but I'm sure I'll bring it back. It's okay.
And
Y'all know
Muskrat,
this.
Muskrat and Melba May, how do you proceed?
So are we gonna go back to the mayor's residence? We'll follow them just to make sure. Is he conscious now?
He is starting to come to consciousness. Seems very sheepish.
How lucid is he?
He's
knows.
awake. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. You're gonna be just fine.
Oh, thank you so much. He sat down. Y'all are in his residence in his front room, and Nellie, of course, offers you something to drink. I cannot thank you enough. Oh, isn't that right? McNally, aren't you so grateful? Yes, I am. The horrible criminal problem of crime in this town. We really have to remedy that. I can assure you. And when he sees you, Melvin May, he fixates on you and says, I promise that we will get this handled and make sure that the town of Muck Hollow is free from crime.
Free from cultists too?
Well, small town rumors. I don't think that there's really a cult problem in here. We have a nice church, honoring Duvana, of course. Will you be visiting this weekend?
Yes, I will be. Once we figure out what's going on.
Whatever do you mean? The wife starts to stiffen up.
Just the fishermen seem a little bit uneasy right now, so
And these things happen. Boating accidents, crocodiles, local wildlife. And let me just be clear. I know there's some rumors about the local frogfolk tribes. They're peaceful people. They are not one to encroach upon our borders. I have done the necessary diplomacy by sending their chieftains letters. So far, I'm assuming that this is just local travelers. There was a man here traveling just from Tetherna. Well, you would know the people from Tetherna sometimes are criminal activities.
Melba May, we need to go. We need to go.
Okay, yeah. So we'll just do our best just to make sure the fishermen are feeling great, and coming to church and,
Yes.
keeping the peace. So please recover soon.
Can I get snacks to go, Miss Nellie?
Yes, I'll see you at the door. She ushers
Thank you.
out the door and then
All the snacks. All the snacks.
kind of pulls on the crook of your
Everything
arm.
out of the cupboard. Just
Pulls you on the crook of your arm, Melba May. If you can end this, I might say that's why Duvana brought you here.
Thank you.
Were we given water to drink while we were there?
And Kazuka and Gad, you are back at the well. How do you proceed?
Not down the well.
We didn't get any water? I need water.
So I lowered the
Oh,
bucket,
wow.
got some
I
water
got-
out of the well,
I got snacks. I got snacks and drinks. I
and
got it all.
he's busy brewing coffee right there for everybody for when they come back. And he's talking to Kazuka, working out. Hey, can you help me with this final line? I can't quite. Oh no, that's right. Limericks aren't your thing. They're my thing. That's okay. But
It is my thing. I'm a poet. What do you mean? Give me some time.
oh, okay. Well, yes, time is good, but he's also keeping a real close eye on him to make sure his eyes don't go red. But
I'm
he's-
looking down the well. I wanted
So
like,
he's okay.
Oh,
good.
I got the rope.
And
well,
he's
then we should be going down the well.
all right. Well, yeah, my
Wait.
spear is down there, so
And
that's cool.
at that point, Teller Muck arrives with the rope. Muskrat and Melba May join you. The five of you are over the well.
Tellermuck looks
al-
like he.
I would also say each of you do have a point of inspiration. Y'all are doing phenomenal on your player-to-player interactions. This is quite entertaining. So, once for the rest of the game, you get to re-roll a d20. You have to accept the roll. Okay?
Okay.
All right. I am assuming you're all going down the well, so let us proceed.
Who goes first?
All right.
Not you.
Well, yes, me, because I know exactly what's going down there.
You don't get to tell me that I don't get to go first. I'm going first.
It's my
Well-
rope. I go first.
Yeah,
But
he's
I
the
wanna-
But I
littlest.
know the way. I know the way to the lake. There's a path to the lake.
We got to get down there first.
But you look quite strong, and I'm quite strong. So I think we lower these people down, and then we'll make our way down.
I was going
But
to
I
say,
can-
Tellermuck looks like he's carrying like twice his body weight and just
I'm-
like trap making devices and pouches of black powder
In a
and
bit.
other containers.
Okay. You look overloaded. Do you need some help? I can totally take some of that from you.
Actually,
Yeah.
and he hands her, he takes one of his belt pouches, and he hands it to her, and it's just bear traps.
Nice. I'll take this.
Literally like 12 to 15 bear traps.
How
I hit
tall are you?
one that is like a
Not that
tripwire,
Not
black powder tripwire kit.
It's all what I've always wanted my
You
whole
have a
life.
bag of
Thank you.
holding?
It's like
No,
Christmas.
he just has an absurd amount of bags in general.
I'll hold this dear to my heart.
Yeah.
Try to
The,
lift it.
As you move down the well, everyone make a strength check. The target is a
20.
9 or higher.
On a 20?
Indeed.
I got a 22.
Oh,
No,
18.
I was on. Gee whiz.
Wow.
I got a natural 20.
What?
Dude, I got an 18.
Oh, where are we? Like flipping down this well?
You like
Yes.
doing somersaults. Did anyone roll under 9?
One-handed.
I rolled a 1.
What?
Oh,
No! Inspiration! Inspiration!
Oh!
I mean,
use your
Last one
point
down.
of inspiration. This is
It is.
terrible.
If his eyes turn red, I'm pushing him down the well.
Well, it's
just
like-
so
I
you know.
rolled a
It's
natural 1.
inspiration.
I like.
What happened
Bear
to the natural
trap.
1?
Well,
Bear
Hey,
trap.
can I roll that 20?
Yes, you
it's up to
can.
you. You want to use your inspiration now?
What do I get the option of knowing the outcome of either?
No.
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 It's
No,
gotta
I'll
be
stick
better than one.
I'll stick with the natural 1 for right now.
Okay,
It
here's what
can't. It can't
happens.
kill me. It can't kill me. I
It
do.
can't-
Kill us.
No, you'll just fall and then be like,
That's exactly what happens. So, Kazuka, as you're moving down the well, when you get to the bottom, your feet touch the water, and in the darkness, each of you see Kazuka's eyes go red.
He's doing it again.
Smack him.
What?
Old Blue's out, pointed directly at him.
Bear trap. Where's the bear trap?
The man trap ain't gonna work right now. Get to set it up first.
I was concerned about my feet. Did anything happen to my feet when you said my feet hit the water, or was it just my eyes? My eyes was just red.
Yeah, just your eyes red, and then you come back, but you are at a deficit of 4 hit points. So you have 10 to start out with. And you just dropped to 6.
Yeah, Old Blue's pointed directly at his face.
I have a healing kit.
So at this point, in the water, in the well, as you all look around, you see that inside the well there is broken rock, as if someone has recklessly tunneled into the cavern. The water is flowing downward. It would be quite a tunneling crawl. But during this time, Kazuka, would you heal yourself?
Something says I should. But we also have a priest. I don't know if that's a value.
No, Frog Boy.
I don't think the priest plays me too much.
We could baptize you in the water.
Since I got a natural 20 coming down the well, I managed to hold on to one of my cups of coffee, and it offers 1d4 hit points. So he was just kind of balancing down the well, holding his cup of coffee, and he offers it and says, "Hey, you okay? I saw your eyes do a little fritzy thing. Here, drink this coffee. It'll bring you back," and it recovers him 4 hit points. So,
nice.
Wow.
There you go.
Fist bump.
Yeah,
Magical
coffee.
Magical
Mhm.
coffee.
Fist
So
bump again.
I'm assuming you all proceed and you see the trail of frog blood. You see that the frogs have blown open the side of the cavern and the well. It leads through a series of tunnels until you come across a river. The river has a bridge built across it. The bridge leads to the other side of the river that runs underground. And on that far side, you see a natural entrance into a cavern. You have the river in front of you, the bridge leading across the river, which leads into a doorway into a cavern. You're all standing at the edge of this bridge. What 2 questions do you have about this scene to make sure we're all on the same page? Teller.
Given my knowledge of traps, does this bridge appear trapped? Or like a place someone might set a trap?
Yeah, let's do a roll. It's going to be 13 or higher, though. But for you, it's a 10 or higher because you're a trap expert.
Yep. What would this be? Intelligence?
Yes.
An 18.
Oh, it is trapped. In fact, you're the first to notice it. It's got a magical glyph that is glowing underneath the bridge. The trigger appears to be stepping over the bridge.
Miss Priest Lady, can you undo that sigil? And that's...
And we're building the scene with questions now. So, Muskrat, what are your questions about this scene?
Is there any natural light coming in, or is there a light source?
Good point. Yes, it is pitch black. So I'm sorry, retconning. One of you has a light source because no one can see in the dark. So
no one has dark vision. No doors.
No dark vision. Yeah.
Not in this system.
No. Yeah. So you have a light source that is. It could be minimal, but it's enough to get you through the tunnels. What is that?
Okay. I have a torch.
Okay, there's a torch. What is your question then?
Yeah. So in the river, is it like moving quickly, or does it look like clean water, or does it look like it's maybe been like contaminated at some point?
It's very fresh and moving very fast.
Good thing this ain't the sewer.
Okay.
Kazuka, what are your questions as we build the scene together?
One of my questions is innate to my possession. Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So innate that I've rolled under 5 twice. Am I able to communicate mentally with any frog folk
If you
or
roll
see
under a
visions
5.
of where they are? Or,
Yes, if you
like
roll a 5.
is this like the cube in Star Trek? Or that?
Maybe, yeah. But yes, you do notice that when you do roll a 5 or under, you're suddenly part of that collective mind.
Okay, so there is a collective mind. So there is some kind of control here.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And when you were standing, knee deep in that well right before you were handed a cup of coffee, you saw that all of the bodies around the lake were gone.
Do you mean the zombies? The zombies around the lake?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't okay. That would have been really good to know. I didn't even know to ask. All right. Is that all my questions?
Yeah, if you have a question about this situation, the bridge, the tunnel.
My yearning at this point is just for me. I'm part of me says I want to get across the bridge. I want to beeline to where this lady is. Um, Irrespective of my team, and I don't want to, but so I'm fighting that, I guess, internally. Does that make sense?
Indeed. Yeah.
Okay.
I would
So
say,
I have no other questions.
yeah, very good. Melba May and Gad, you could notice Kazuka's reticence to remain in place. But Melba May, what questions might you have about this scene?
Can I sense any magic source of the trap now that we know there's a trap?
Yeah, so this would determine if you're able to remove it, because as Teller Muck pointed it out to you, let's see if you know how to dismantle this particular one. Make a wisdom check, 13 or higher.
Whoa. 7. My mini dice. I got 7.
7. Unfortunately, this is a glyph that you are not familiar with, so you do not know how to remove it. Any other questions?
Should I try rolling again?
It's just the way the world is. You just didn't pay attention in that class. Yeah.
Here's the.
Wait.
There...
I'm sorry. What happened to the dice? Did you ask to roll again? Was it on the floor?
No, I dropped it. No, it hit my other dice.
Okay.
Is there any other path?
Across the river, yes. You could swim.
Swim?
So the idea is, now that you know where the glyph is, you just simply can't step on. You can't accidentally step on the plank.
The plank with the glyph.
Indeed. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And is there a way for us to... Oh, wait, I already asked my questions.
Yeah. It would just be a simple matter of walking across the bridge very dexterously and not accidentally trip on the plank or slip and fall.
We just need to avoid the plank. Can everybody see it?
Everyone can see it, so it will be a relatively easy roll. Nevertheless, there's still a chance someone might accidentally trip, slip, fall.
Bazooka.
What about you, Gad? One question you have about this scene before we progress to action.
Gad has no questions. He is just got his net out and is ready if Kazuka goes enraged.
Teller Muck, you have the situation. How do you proceed? Or Muskrat. Let's go to Muskrat. Muskrat, you have this information. How do you proceed?
I think I'm going to be distracted by other things, and so I'm not going to act on anything. I'm just going to move forward and try to. I'm gonna try to to be very hidden in the way that I move forward because I'm worried about something seeing me because I'm not familiar with this environment. So I'm gonna try to hide within our group so that I'm not like noticeable by others that might be around. Does that make
And you're carrying the torch.
well, no, because I stuck it in Teller Muck's rucksack in the back. He's not technically carrying it. It's like attached, so I don't have.
Don't do that.
He doesn't see me.
I feel the key directly next to all of my black powder.
Yeah, maybe not fire next to black powder.
Yeah.
It's there. What are you gonna do with it?
Don't do that.
What'd you do with it? Because you don't know where I'm at. Like I walked away.
I have a hunch.
Okay.
So Muskrat, you walk across the bridge. Is that what you indicate? Or are you taking another path?
I think I'm going to see if there's another path. Like walk around
The river.
the river.
Yep.
It's just see if there's like stepping stones or if there's maybe something underneath the bridge that might be interesting.
You could crawl under the bridge and hang on to it, but still you'd be in the water.
In the water?
Mhm.
In the water?
Mhm.
I don't think I want to be in the water.
You said it's one plank that we can't step on.
Exactly. So don't step on it with a roll.
Can you interact with it in other ways?
How would you do that?
If I were to try to mark the plank.
Yep. You can make it just a little bit easier, just not to step on the plank.
Okay, so I'll
take
try the bridge and then I'll avoid the space that he's marking.
Okay.
I take out my field knife and I just mark a big X on it.
A light
Touch
on
the
my
plank
feet.
as you mark it.
Actually, that's a good point.
I think you would.
I'm going to take a little bit of rope.
Okay.
I'm going to tie it on the rope next to it on the bridge. So that way it's parallel.
Like flagging it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Kazuka, you're walking across the bridge?
Yes,
All right.
absolutely. As
Melbourne-
fast as I possibly can.
Okay. Melba May, you as well? And Gad, I'm going to assume you as well. So everyone's going to roll
Yes.
a dexterity check. Just do not roll a natural one.
No ones.
Don't roll a one.
I didn't roll a 1.
Oh, are you kidding me? That's 3 in a row.
Well,
You just want to be a zombie.
you benched that
It
guy.
was me and the
Get a
people
different
crossing the bridge.
Re-roll, dude.
Please, I got to.
No one to re-roll
I
that
think
one.
you
Can we
can
like?
re-
Can I give him my inspiration because I
No.
feel bad for the dude?
All right, wait.
you
I'm
can re-roll. But wait, let me check in with Gad. Gad, did you roll a 1?
I didn't move over yet.
It's okay. We're gonna.
I was going to say, I want to use my blue die and put the red one away.
Okay, so you're gonna use your inspiration. All right, go
Please?
for it. Yes, go for it.
15.
Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, point of tension, Kazuka. You're just going as fast as you can, and then you just miraculously glide very carelessly over this glyph, and it remains untouched. As you move through the cavern, you enter into this large underground lake. You're standing on the shore. In the center of the lake, there is an island. And above in the ceiling, the cavern is blasted open, revealing the clear night sky. The moonlight shines down on the lake. The water ripples quietly. And at the center of the lake, chained to the stone on the island, is the fisherman that was lost last week. He looks dejected. Teller Muck, do you have any questions about this scene?
Not so much a question, but as we enter this room, I would like to. I tell the group I'm gonna set a trap here in the doorway. as I set up a bear trap
Mhm.
with in between the two, in between the actual trap, I have black powder on the hinges, so when it snaps shut, the friction causes it to go boom. I'm gonna go ahead and set up one of my death trapper traps.
Killer Muck, your trap is set. Muskrat.
I'm because we see the lake, we're at the lake, but like, is there any way in order to cross the lake? Is there like a boat, or is there anything that we see? You can only swim.
Yes.
I forgot my inflatable. Dang it. Um, Also, is there with the opening in the ceiling part of the cave where it's kind of like a sinkhole where it's kind of like opened up, is there anything recognizable like that we might see, like notice where this might be up on like top, like up where, anything that we might notice that would be recognizable to tell us like, oh, hey, that's where that is.
Indeed. Yeah, this sinkhole is close to the ocean. It's very inaccessible by boat due to the rocky crags. But some people have heard of this little sinkhole. It's like an underground spout, a water spout that is close to the ocean. Yeah.
Okay.
Kazuka, your questions about this scene.
There should be zombies here for some reason, and there are not. Or are there not? We don't see them, but I know they're here.
Indeed.
So it's not really a question, it's a statement. I mean, I sense it. I just feel it. I know it.
Yep.
I don't know how many, but more than us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Melba May.
Can we see through the water?
It's very dark. It's dark.
Are we near the edge or are we close to the edge?
Yeah, I imagine the shore is something of about 30 feet. So there's a good gap between the entrance to the 30-foot shore and then 30 feet of water all the way to the center of the island.
Does it look like anybody? Are there any recent footprints around?
Great question. Yes. I'm going to say that as you look around, you take the time to look through the sand and silt, and you see that there is a collection of 4 footprints that are walking into the lake.
It looks like somebody walked into the lake.
It looked like they walked in like single file, or
Very cultic fashion, let us go down to the river.
okay, so there wasn't like a specific path they followed into it.
No. Gad, checking in with you. Any questions you might want to ask?
No, Gad's just seeing as you. Is the man in the middle tied down with anything?
Yes, it looks like he's
Okay.
shackled with iron manacles against the stone.
Okay. Is he conscious or is he out?
He looks, from this distance, he's not paying attention to your presence.
Got it. So yeah, he would yell out, "Keith, we're gonna save you!"
Is he a zombie?
And that's when it happens. So each of you roll a charisma check. We're going to let the dice determine which one of you is a victim.
Oh, I got a natural 20. Yeah.
Well done. Muskrat is...
Using my dwarven will, could I argue Constitution?
No.
No.
13 is higher. 13. All right,
I didn't
Gad.
need it.
Good. Kazuka?
These
I
dice
rolled
are
a
lucky.
I rolled a 13. I don't
Well
have any.
done. That's
Okay.
good. Melba May?
15.
I would say it's definitely Gad then. Gad scoring a 5. As you cry out, Keith, we're going to save you, you hear this sultry siren voice echoing through the lake. A woman, a ghostly woman, steps out from behind a rock on the center of the island. Long seaweed-like hair hangs over her face, obscuring her appearance. She stretches out a hand and says, "Come on, Gad. The water is just fine. Gad, you begin to take steps toward the water. You hear, the deeper the water, the sweeter the sin. The water's warm, salty, and free. Gad steps 1 foot in, ankle deep, knee deep, beginning to walk obediently towards the Rusalka.
We can't stop him? Oh my gosh.
Oh, can I have a question.
Yeah.
Well,
I wanna
think
stop
it's the time,
him.
it's the time for action. So let's
I want to stop him.
Before he's able to
I
get
want to grab him by the back.
Can I take out one of my blasting muffs? The ear muffs that I use when testing black matter, and I put that over his ears to try to stop him from hearing her like halfway through when I see him start to react.
That will definitely make a difference.
I'm gonna start passing them out to everybody.
You have how many?
Well, probably don't have that many, but I have a few spares. Probably.
You have one. You have one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I still grab him by his rucksack and like try to pull him back?
We'll tell her, Muck, what do you do? Earmuffs? Okay. Gad, the earmuffs are on you. That will definitely make it easier to fight back. Muskrat, how do you proceed?
I'm gonna grab him by the rucksack. I'm gonna try to like yank him back with all my strength. I'm just gonna yank him, like because he's not too far in, but like I want to get him to like just jerk back out of the water.
Good. Kazuka?
So this womanly presence on the lake is intelligent, that I would understand, and so I don't think insults would affect that intelligence. So I'm kind of stuck. But everything about me internally says I need to cross over the lake.
Kazuka,
What?
you also notice that she is wearing a necklace with a flashing red pendant around her neck.
My lack of playing history doesn't mean anything to me. So,
Red is the color of the
Of my
frog's
eyes. Yeah.
Red is the color of your eyes.
It's
yeah, I get that part. I mean, that was beyond.
It's a medallion, or it's like an amulet.
Likely some sort of control device.
Yeah, something that we need to
Or
take or
focus.
destroy. At the very
Don't
least, still, my initial statement is still clear. I need to get across the lake,
Mhm.
and I'm thinking, because I was initially the one possessed, that's going to be my constant motivation, even if I don't say anything to my team. So, in a non-possessed way, I'm heading into the water.
I can only
Kazuka,
pull
you
so
dive
many people
in,
back.
start swimming straight towards the island of terror. Melba May, you're up.
Did Muskrat get Gad? Was he-
Yes, I would say she's pulling him off, and combined with the pull and the earmuffs, I think that's enough to keep Gad from going into the water.
Can I use any silence spell against the lady or something to muffle sound?
Yes, indeed. So let's go for a wisdom check, 13 or higher, please.
19.
Man, you're killing it with these rolls. So Melba May takes care of it all in one swipe, like just wiping the table down from all distractions, calling upon the power of the goddess of mercy. Indeed, you deliver mercy to your team. The siren sound descends, and the Rusalka drops her arm and says, "Oh, you want to play that way, huh?" Gad, if you are the spell is broken, you are waist deep in water. How do you proceed?
I think once he comes out of it, he's not quite sure how he got there, but his eyes are still set on Keith. And now that he's in the water, he's going to look around to see if there's anything there.
Oh, they are floating towards you. Zombies are beginning to approach,
Yeah,
and they are just about to grab you. So I would say Teller Muck, Muskrat, and Gad are under attack. A natural 20 against Teller, a 2 against Muskrat, and a 13 against Gad.
Mrs. Gad.
All right, Muskrat. You take 2. Teller Muck. You take ultimate damage actually. You take 3 points of damage.
Me?
Oh, wow.
Me
man.
or Teller Muck?
Teller Muck.
Okay.
Tellermuck, you're down 3 points. The zombies are attacking.
Man, whatever will I do?
Kazuko, one of the zombies, is going to attack you as well as it starts
In
to
the water?
Yeah, it's swimming up alongside you, and he's going to try and pull you under. But that's a 5. You're able to kick him off as you swim towards your pursuit. Melba May, the Rusalka is going to personally take care of you. So she casts this spell, and these giant seaweed tentacles rise from the lake, are going to attempt to wrap you around like a sushi roll. And that's a 19 to hit you.
Ouch.
I think that does. Energy
Yeah.
damage, that's 6 points of damage to you as it squeezes you tight. And then the seaweed just drops you to the ground as you land face first in the sand. I'd say at that point, Keith actually looks up, calls out.
Who is Keith?
Sorry, he's the fisherman.
Okay. I got confused.
So not.
You're all over the place.
Help me!
Yeah.
All right, Tellermuck, you're up.
All right. Oh boy. So I see all these fish people or zombies or.
They look like what once were men, now zombies taken by the Rusalka.
How easily does it look like they're swimming? Given that they're dead, does it
They're
seem
swimming.
like it's more bloated floating compared
Nope.
to swimming?
They're very agile and very dangerous in the water.
Is there any sort of like raft or anything on the shore here?
Yes, I think there's like this small bit of driftwood that you notice.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and take that. So it looks like all the undead are going in that towards this area we're in, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna try to take a piece of driftwood. I'm gonna go around a little bit down the shore and then put into the water to try to go around the undead towards the island.
You're intending to swim towards the island?
I'm trying to go around the zombies, but yes.
Fantastic. As you get into the water, we'll see if something ends up trying to grab you. But you're pushing on, and you got the driftwood, so that's going to make it a little bit harder to pull.
Also,
you down.
I have my barrel on my back as well, so that might also help with buoyancy.
Ah, yes.
Waterproofed.
Good
All my
callback.
stuff is waterproof.
Yeah, good callback. Muskrat, it's your turn. You're on the shore. You've just rescued Gad. How do you proceed?
Would like to stealthily enter the water and try to make my way with as little noise as possible, so I don't draw. Like the zombies seem to be going towards all the distractions and noises in the water, and so I want to just be as quiet as I can as I go in and head towards the center of the lake.
Usually they'd be able to sense any presence in the water, but I will allow you a dexterity check to avoid complete contact. So 13 or higher, please.
18.
Ah, yes, like a snake gliding through the water, you are undetected, Muskrat. Aptly
Yes.
named.
Pull me with you.
Nope, Tellermuck is splashing around with a giant barrel moving through the water. I think he's pretty detectable.
As I
Kazuka.
silently thank
Yeah.
the gods for the noise and distractions.
Yeah,
Kazuka, you arrive at the edge of the lake and you see before you a man, a fisherman you can only suspect is named Keith, as Gad called him out earlier. He looks like he is in the process of being emaciated and eventually become one of the drowned ones. And the woman is standing over you, the woman in your dreams, the one you saw in the vision. There is a frog folk that moves out from the shadows, ready to defend her with a spear. Its eyes are glowing red. She is now aware of your presence, but so are you. You on the island? How do you proceed?
Attack. I guess. Is she in front of me? Do I have clear?
Oh yeah, you can easily move into her space.
Because I have two things. I have the shield of my father, or shield of our fathers. Not quite sure how beneficial it's going to be. And spear of terror. So I'm going at her full fighter mode.
Full force. Excellent. So make an attack roll, 13 or higher. You're going to make a strength attack.
A strength attack.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've got a mod. I've got a 5 on that strength.
What?
It's it.
5.
It says strength. No, not on my dice roll. On the character sheet. Is that like a plus 5?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Okay, super
Yes.
strong.
Do I get a plus 5?
Wow. Okay.
It gave a poet a plus 5 on strength, dude.
Hey,
so
you know
was-
what? I'm going for interesting. You're a buff poet.
I tell you, man.
Warrior poet. He's a skald.
Warrior
Lifting
poet.
books.
Lifting books, yes.
Okay, I rolled a 15 plus a 5 is 20.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So roll dice damage. You're gonna roll a d6 and add your weapon modifier if you have
Do I
one.
have one?
Should be
Get
next
it.
to the weapons and tools. Weapons and tools. Any pluses?
I got
there?
nothing.
All right, just roll the d6 then.
5.
5. Ouch. With a spear and a shield, you rush up towards the Rusalka and she screeches out. And her hair blows back and you see this horrible banshee skeletal face of a woman.
Figured.
You have engaged the enemy, my friend. Melba May, you're on the opposite shore. How do you proceed?
I got a heal. Is my heal single target, or can I do an AOE, or?
You can do a single target, or you can, just a single target. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll heal myself since.
Okay. You know what? Actually, why don't if you want to do an AOE, it's just going to divide the healing.
Mhm.
So you'll roll a d10, and then assuming you're successful, then you can roll a d10 and divide it up amongst your players.
Okay.
So roll a d20. That's a wisdom check.
Oh, wisdom. 14 plus 3. 17.
That's successful. So roll that d10 dice and then divide it up amongst your heroes.
Right, 4.
4? Hey, okay.
Kidding.
You can sprinkle it as you wish, as you call upon the power of Duvana. I
I'm
think
good.
Muck and you have been the only ones hurt.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to take that for myself, Muck. Sorry.
You do. Yeah.
I'm only down 3.
You're good.
You're doing good, doing good. Melba May, you recover on the beach. Gad, you're in the water. How would you like to engage?
So Gad has his sword out and is just yelling to his team, "I'll keep these busy. Take care of Keith and save him." And is just swinging about with his sword.
Love
For
it.
it's a 9. He's just distracting.
Nice.
I would say you're drawing enough fire and all the zombies and drowned ones are moving towards you, Gad. We'll see if you survive. At the bottom of the round, I'm going to roll for the zombies. One is going to go for Teller Muck
I thought they were all going after Gad.
with a natural 1. This zombie, you just punch it in the face.
I have my field knife out.
Yeah. The others are going to go for Gad, though. That's a 19 to hit, a 13, and a miss. So I think that's just 1 hit for Gad. Gad is down 5 hit points. He's surrounded by these swarms of zombies. He's slashing and hacking, and some are clawing at him, pulling him in the water. Now it's the Rusalka's turn. She is going to push Kazuka out of the way. She is going to do the cold kiss on Keith and gain back some health.
Ooh.
And as she
That's
siphons off his energy, she regains 8 hit points and looks at you, Kazuka, and says, "I would be careful about meddling in affairs that are not your own." How do you respond?
You got hurl an insult at her. You are one ugly son of a gun.
Fight me, lady.
You're gonna hurl an insult at her?
She did ugly.
Okay, go for it. Make a charisma check. You got to go for 13 or higher.
I don't know the modifier.
No modifier.
10.
10. Okay. She laughs and howls, shrieking loud, and Your hair and your clothing is blown back by this frigid blast. She's going to retaliate against you with a 16 to hit you. I think that hits
Yeah, I got a
you.
13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You take 7 points of frosty damage as your body becomes shivering cold.
Okay.
Tellermuck, it's your turn. You have arrived on shore.
All right, am I?
Yep, and there's a frog folk that is guarding the shore that you have to get through.
As the frog folk, how far is it between me, the frog folk, and the person, the witch banshee lady?
I'm sorry, repeat the question.
How far is it from me to the banshee?
It's a distance. It's just that the frog folk's going to block your path. I mean, you could make it to the banshee. Yes, you could.
Yeah. So if I were to do that, would I take a hit on my way,
Yes.
basically?
Exactly.
I would like to go ahead and do that.
Very well done. All right, tell me what you intend to do as you move past the frog folk.
I intend running up to. I'm going to run up towards the banshee while Kazuka kind of keeps her distracted. And behind her, I'm going to set down my barrel of black powder. And I say, all right, nobody move. We're going to do this the Dune way. All right, so you're going to let him go, or else we all going down. As I have Old Blue loaded and pointed at the barrel. So if she attacks me, I attack the barrel.
Okay. The frog folk.
Mutually assured destruction.
The frog folk, you kick to the side. It scores a 10 to hit you. It cowers in the corner. Yeah. The Rusalka then turns to you and just begins laughing. I have been around for ages, and I will continue.
So have I. I'm like 300. I've been around far longer than I need to.
He's arguing with her.
Yeah.
She cackles and laughs, and I would say she retaliates against... Well, she might retaliate against you. We'll find out. Muskrat, you're sliding through the water and you arrive on shore.
I'm going to, as quietly as possible, come out, and my goal is to get to Keith.
Okay, very good. I think you can, with this much distraction, you're able
Okay.
to slip by unnoticed in the shadows underneath the moonlight, and you approach Keith. He turns to look at you. Please forgive me. I need your forgiveness.
Why? What'd you do?
It was a small effort. I needed more fish. I wanted luck. I was told she could help. One turned into another, into another, into another, and I couldn't resist. Don't let the frog folk take the blame for this. It's her. He looks over and shudders in fear.
Is he like under her like influence, or is he
Nope.
just kind of like...
He's regretful, remorseful, and asking for your forgiveness.
Well, it's okay. It's okay. We all make mistakes. It's all right. You're okay. I'm gonna pat his hand. Like, you're okay. We're gonna be okay. It's okay. Don't worry. And then, you say he's tied up with a rope, right? Or is he in chains?
Chains. You require a
Chains,
strength check
chains.
to break. Yep.
Now, my question is, do you need these hands?
If that's the price I pay for escaping, I'll take it. I'll never be
Okay.
a fisher again.
Well, consequences.
They make
It's an actual
prosthetics.
thing. So I'm gonna shove a napkin, like this handkerchief thing that I have, in his mouth as far in as I can. I'm gonna take my dagger and I'm gonna start hacking at his hands to get them out of the...
In
There's no rhyme or reason. I'm like, if we make it, we make it. If we don't, I'm so sorry. But consequences. There's no bargaining in my senses. Like, this is how it's going to be because I got nothing.
Yeah. And within
That's so
seconds,
sad.
agonizing pain, he fights through it and just grateful that someone came to his rescue in the darkest parts underneath the town of Makalo. Keith, severed and injured, but alive, and most of all, forgiven for bringing this horrid evil into the town of Makalo. He is one arm wrapped around you on your shoulder and assisted to safety.
Okay.
Melba May, you are witnessing all of this on the shore. How do you proceed?
I want to take down or help take down the banshee or whatever she is. Is there any way I can imbue the gunpowder with any kind of blessed magic, radiant magic, or?
Ooh, that's
Oh,
a
yes.
good one.
Undead bomb.
Yeah. I think I see the collaboration and how this is working out. Teller Muck is just pointing the rifle at no holds barred. The Banshee is calling his bluff. Melba May, you extend your
Ain't
hand.
gonna be a bluff
witnessing
for much longer.
witnessing the power of Duvana. Muskrat, you're able to get Keith through the water silently to the other side of the water. Gad hacking and slashing the last of the zombies. He joins you, Melba May, on the shore. We just need to find out at what position is Kazuka. Are you in the blast radius?
Is it a question to me or to Teller?
You are currently in the blast radius. You can see that the Rusalka Banshee is not backing down, but neither is Telemuck. And all of a sudden, Melba May starts praying for mercy to make this black powder ammunition magical in nature in order to take down an apparition.
Before we take one more step forward, literally, figuratively, I've got something in my character sheet that needs explanation. Can I do this now?
Yep. This will be it, though. Yep.
I mean, I just need to know what this is. Blood and Thunder.
Blood and Thunder.
Ooh.
That's all
What
it
is
says?
it? It's an ability.
Ooh.
I mean, I don't. It's what's written in my character sheet. It has it's a charisma roll,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know what it does. Like, I don't know what it's.
What it sounds like to me is that you issue out some forth of song, inspiring speech, banging on a drum, something inspiring that adds extra oomph to whatever the team is doing. So for the next round, everyone gets to add extra damage to their attacks.
Like inspiration?
Yeah.
Does inspiration improve his attack or aim?
Yes.
So both with prayer and
Yep.
my intent, we
Exactly.
could
Amplify
better
this.
help the situation.
Oh yeah, you would amplify it.
Okay, even with I've only got 3 hit points, so I'm going down. So
Are you going to stay in the blast radius then?
yeah, well,
Okay.
no, can I do that? I can't do anything, right?
You can get out of the blast radius and then call out Blood and Thunder if you wish.
There you go.
All right, Kazuka does that. Kazuka, you go splashing through the water, and you find in the middle of the lake, there's a small little sandbar. Once again, rising from a puddle, you emerge out of the blast radius, and you look over at Teller Muck. Teller Muck, I would say the Rusalka calls your bluff, and she attacks you. But the question
I
is,
shout.
does she hit you before you fire the
I
weapon?
have my finger on the trigger, so if I were to fall, I would fall into the trigger.
All right, so I'm gonna roll her attack. She gets a 15.
That hits.
It does.
Mutually assured destruction.
I'm going to roll her damage. Jackson, she got 2 points of damage to you.
Nice!
Oh,
You're still alive!
You're still alive. And so,
That's a miracle!
Melba May, you cast this blessing on this barrel and it swirls around with blue energy. Kazuka, you stand up from the lake and you begin chanting out this blood and thunder poem, and the sky begins to darken and crackle, and lightning strikes the center of the island. Teller Muck, you pull the trigger.
I pull the trigger, but before I do, I shout to Kazuka's out of the range, right?
Yes,
Indeed,
yeah.
Indeed.
I shout to Kazuka, I want you to go to my clan, the Redbeards, and tell them My shop is to my brother. Everything in there is his.
It's so long.
My sister, she don't get nothing.
And you're dead.
And at that, tell her, Kazuka, you're able to memorize all that very quickly, saving it for later. Tell her, Muck, you fire the weapon, and combined what would have just been a very loud explosion, blowing you to bits.
Magical, holy explosion.
But this magical energy from the power of Duvan, the goddess of mercy, and the blood and thunder, the Rusalka, dissipates into the ether.
As does everyone else on the island.
And a loud scream, and the waters flow and subside in quiet. A week later, the town of Muck Hollow is quiet and peaceful. An emissary from the frog folk, the Brock tribe, meets with Mayor McNally, issuing out apologies and delivering gifts, and the town of Muck Hollow also exchanging gifts and creating peace treaties, apologizing for the slain that were under the influence of the Rusalka. Each of you go your separate ways, and the fisherman, Keith, he stands on the edge of the shore.
There's no hands.
You got 2 hooks.
Fisherman Keith stands on
He
the
lives.
shore, and he lives. And he repeats the lines of the story to Kazuka, who feverishly writes it down. And so for now, our story concludes.
I love
Well
the
done,
image.
everyone. So I would like a
Yay!
brief, very brief, minding the time, just give us a nice little epilogue for your character. So, Muskrat, if you would begin.
So I may have been seen at a bordering town with 2 hands.
Fantastic. Melba May, how does your character conclude out her time here in Muck Hollow?
Well, I go back to speak to the mayor and his wife and collect what's mine. And I also tell him he needs to put up a tribute to Teller in the local church.
Very cool. Indeed, he does. And he and Nellie just internally grateful for Teller Muck. And a week later, there's a statue constructed of a dwarf with a barrel on his backpack. Gad and Keith started a fishing company called Bubba Gad Shrimp. I love it.
His arms are like shrimp too.
And Kazuka, how do you, as the visitor to Muck Hollow, how do you magic arms, Lieutenant Dan?
Magic arm.
Take this seriously, guys.
I
Sorry, Kazuka, go ahead.
I am back where we started in the tavern with a drink and a table by myself, maybe in the corner, writing the story of our adventure.
I love it. Well done, everybody. If we get, go ahead, Jackson.
Can I
What you
give
got?
Teller Muck in the afterlife?
Oh, yes, please do.
Go ahead.
And Teller Muck's just chilling up there in whatever the dwarven afterlife. Valhalla? Sure, let's go with Valhalla. He's just chilling in Valhalla. He's got sharing some red ale with his hero Rico Redbeard, his great grandfather,
All
great
the ladies.
hero of the realm.
What about the llama wife?
Oh, she's not there. She's in the Nine Hells.
Oh, bad.
Jackson, you're way too young to be making
He
marriage
went straight
jokes.
down. I don't know what to say.
You're so bitter.
Oh yeah, they did not. I'm not. Just for the record, there's a whole thing where his motivation for this was he ended up. What I got was that I knew that the fish people weren't the cause of the kidnappings, so to say.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured, you know what? His wife probably
fish people?
joined the cult.
Nice.
And so that's why he was still after the fish people anyway.
Fantastic.
He didn't care.
Mm.
Bitter. bitter old man.
So I like to do star moments at the end just to do like a way of debriefing. So bonus points if this is about something amazing another character did or player said that just made it a great and memorable time for you. Jen, would you lead us out?
I thought it was really interesting. It's like a different way to play. And the story was super engaging. So I felt like each person really like connected with the other players in some way. And so it was very like it flowed really, really well. And that was really enjoyable. And it was funny to see like how everybody brought life to their character. It made my experience so much more enjoyable. Like just hearing everybody's little tidbits or comments or how they would go about things. So I enjoyed that. That was my highlight.
Beautiful. Jackson, star moments, man.
You know what? I gotta say, oh, he left. Well, still gonna say it. I loved his character being the only responsible person. Him and McBlamey being the only mentally stable people in this group.
Gad.
He's the rock. He was truly the rock of the group.
Yeah.
Melba May was super responsible.
I think
Yeah, the two of them. The two of them were the rocks. The anchors.
Indeed.
Oh, fishing reference. The anchors.
Exactly.
Mm.
So, Keith, what about you? Some star moments, things that were incredibly memorable, particularly enjoyable to you as an audience member.
This was actually rather fun. So the whole experience was pretty cool. Wasn't quite sure what to do with the possession at first. The character's possession. So I had to really think how to play that out. And so I was trying to make it as role play-ish as I possibly could to keep everything engaged. Hopefully I did a good job.
Absolutely.
Because as part of this is just being fun and having a good time. It still had to be a real story. So hopefully I did that the right way.
Yeah, I think you did a great job. And hopefully you felt the tension with not being able to roll too low, using your
I rolled
inspiration.
3 1s, man.
Yeah, you took the cake. That was pretty good though.
And they were real rolls.
They were real rolls. Yes, thank you. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Shayna, so glad you joined us. Star moments for you.
Well, it's nice to have like a quick game and not worry about dying. So I like the kamikaze at the end. That was really cool.
Yeah.
The possession was also a really good twist. And I like the comedic moments. A lot of good banter. Bards trying to insult all the time.
Yeah.
Pretty funny. So
yeah.
I kind of wouldn't mind developing this character.
Yeah.
Isn't that the truth?